All right, folks, it's Thursday, 10th of October. It's going on about 11 a.m. Thought I'd take a quick little break here, do a small video, kind of show you what I got going on, what I'm thinking. When time permits. I just got back with these 3 brand new Sioux gates. These are 16 footers. And I'm going to show you where those are going. I'm also going to share with you something I kind of got up my sleeve here. I believe it's a necessity. First things first. All right, this is awful. Uncontrollable. Go ahead and look at the Holsteins. Look what they're tromping through. That's 4 weeks of rain right there, folks. And that is the main reason why I opened up the top of the tower hill. And that's where all the feeding takes place, except for their grain ration in the evening. It gets put down here. And yeah, good times. So, something I'm going to be working on here while I can is those 3 gates. Pay no attention to that cattywampus pole right there. I'm not even going to talk about it. Things happen. I hit a rock down there. I have to fix it somehow or another. Okay, there's going to come a point where all these Holsteins are going to have to be gathered up, loaded, and shipped back. Not to mention, this yard is going to start being used very extensively, especially when those horses are gone here, starting this December. And that'll all be opened up there. You can see this partition line fence that goes up to whatever. That's going to stay. I just need to fortify that just a little bit better. So anyway, those 16-foot gates are going to attach to these beams here. 1, 2, and 3. And they're all going to open to the outside. The reason those poles are here is so that they can be simply chained up. And yeah. So that when the time calls for it, and yeah, I got some extensive cleaning to do here. Plus, I do believe I'm bringing in some sand. I've about had it with pit run or gravel in general. It just does hell on the equipment. I'd rather buy a truckload or 2 of sand every year that can be cheaper than dog snot than mess around with gravel and send that through the manure spreader. I don't care how good an operator you are. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so that all gates are closable for all animals to be confined in here. And then I'm going to do something with this in one way or another. I'm doing something with this here to where they can be run into here and handled just a little bit better. And I need to do something here so that they can be loaded out. It's not the greatest setup. Something significant needs to happen within time to come at the route this farm is going to. That's my fix right now, and I believe it's a pretty good fix without breaking the bank. Okay, enough about that. All right, something else I'm going to be doing here. That's kind of what was left out of the pumpkin patch that we had, which is just, solely and fully for family. A lot of them been taken out of there, the good ones. This is what was left. The deer just absolutely destroyed the garden area this year. But, folks, usually there's a couple thousand bales of hay in here. It's not the case this year. I don't want to talk about that. Usually it goes from this pole right here all the way across here, and this is all hay. So anyway, I believe what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to do this. I am going to clean up this area. I'm going to get this hay out of here. I need to do something with the rest of those round bales of straw, and then I need to get a place ready here because, you know, I baled up over 20 bales of straw last night. I need to set in here too. What I'm trying to get at, I'm going to take this bottom layer of hay off of here that's been sitting for years. We leave it there, of course, on purpose. I'm going to get this all out of here. I'm going to work the ground just a little bit. I'm probably going to bring in a little bit of gravel. I'm going to level this off. And then what we're doing is we're creating a maternity pen / bull pen. And what I'm looking at doing here is I've got some January, February, March. I've got some March calves this year. And where I'm from, that is a huge no-no. You don't do that unless you can put a diaper on them and get them inside the shelters. I've got some March calves and some April calves coming this year. And it's a given that the weather will not be suitable for most of those births. And who knows what we're going to have for spring. So what I'm doing is I'm going to get some I believe the right terminology is corral panels. And I just came from the mill. They have them. I'm going to start at this pole here. I'm going to come out with a 16-foot gate. I wish there was some 18s. But I'm going to come out to here with about a 16-foot gate. Come all the way down here. With another gate coming off of here. And obviously this needs to be gated here. This will be a sufficient enough room for, let's say 4 or 5 cows at a time. I am going to leave this area right here open. Now I need to put up some treated plywood and some other stuff to protect that wall. And I'm also going to probably come up here with 2 sheets. And I'm going to leave this open so a guy can actually get in here and work. I plan to probably put one of those 10-foot bins, feed bunk bins that we have in here where there'll be some grain accessible. And I'll have to figure something out with some hay instead of just throwing it right on the ground. So this will serve as a purpose for a maternity ward, maternity pen, whatever you want to call it, in the early spring, where it's almost a given that you're probably going to lose your calf because of Mother Nature. The other purpose that this is going to serve is the bulls. You're not going to get any argument out of me. I agree and I support the fact that my 2 bulls this year, with the ailments that they had, them being on the concrete inside the barn was a major player within their ailments. It's a given. It's not even up for discussion. So, those bulls are going to be going inside the barn mid-December. And they are going to live within the barn through the winter. Yes, they're going to be on crete, but I need to get these bulls, because this is my choice, I want to kind of get them I guess the word would be docile, a little more acclimated to being dealt with, handled. I do fully intend weekly this winter, planning on haltering them and even doing a small amount of leading. Am I creating pets? No. No. That's the wrong thing to do with bulls. Basically, I just want them to get a lot more human interaction than what they normally would. I want them to be somewhat manageable. So, once the threat of Mother Nature is gone from taking calves, that's a reality, folks. This makeshift maternity ward, maternity pen, is going to then turn into the bullpen. Let's just say, it'll be late April. Late April, this will be cleaned out, and the bulls that are inside the barn are then going to live here until sold, which will probably be, I'd have to say probably June-ish. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's my plan. I'm sticking to it. That's what I'm doing. I think it's going to work just well. With 16-foot gates, I think 18 will work. But with 16-foot gates, there'll still be just enough, a bit of a runway right here to where a guy can pull in here with the tractors and keep the tractors under cover. I got to really think about what I'm going to do here because, you know, the round baler needs to live in here during the winter as well. And I believe there's enough room, being that one of the panels are going to come off of here. There should be enough room for the round baler and then a tractor in front of it. And then, of course, I got some straw bales that I need to put under cover, not just what you see here, and I need to get all this cleaned up. That's a new barn quilt. That's a John Deere barn quilt I got from my birthday. Pretty happy about that. That's going to replace the one that's just on the other side of this this wall. Pretty nice. Very happy with that. So anyway, I think you got the gist of what's going on here. It's going to work. It's a shelter. It's cover from moisture. And hey, oh, somebody's shooting. I think that's Dad. He's leaving. Dad's leaving Saturday morning for well better than a week out west with my uncles. They're going on a hunting trip. It's Dad just taking probably his last shots there. But anyway, I guess what I was trying to say here, folks, is there's no doubt in my mind that, all right, this is going to cause a lot of extra work. Who cares? It's going to cost some money. These cattle panels, especially good ones, if you're going to do it right. They ain't cheap. They're not cheap whatsoever. But just think about the fact of possibly keeping and saving 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 calves. I got a lot of calves spitting out next spring. A lot of calves for me. Folks, I lost 4 calves last spring. Mother Nature took them all. You can go ahead and put some blame on me. Truth of the matter is, I probably could have done a little extra. That can always be said. But Mother Nature stole my first 4 calves. So anyway, that's kind of what I got going here. I got a lot of work to do where I can. I got to pick my poison. Today is a prime day to where I'm actually able to work on this stuff a little bit of it at a time, you know. So that's what I got going on. I'm about to get rid of this post pounder here. In fact, I did a big no-no. And anybody watching, hopefully maybe this advice will help you a little bit. Because it was so slimy around here. Folks, this is a bear to take on and off. I'm telling you. You better eat 2 bowls of Wheaties in the morning if you're going to mess around with putting this on or off. For convenience, and we got so muddy, I ended up using the 6420 here because, of course, it's got 4-wheel drive to feed out some round bales. Well, with this on the back, you really need to try and veer away from that, because what happened was the lever for the up-down and the housing, and there was a spring in here, is gone bye-bye, which is really got me just very pleased. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and look this company up here today, make a phone call. I got to get all the parts and pieces to make that right again. This is a borrowed piece of equipment right here, this post pounder. Truth of the matter is, I wasn't done with it either. I think I'm going to unhook it though, get these parts and pieces, hopefully very soon, sooner than later, and I need to get about maybe 8, 9, 10 more posts in and then return it to the rightful owner, which he's got a little bit of work he wants done too. And of course, I'm going to help him out. Basically, the day I come to bring this over to return it is the day I'm also going to show up at his place with a half a dozen posts, the tractor and my time, and help him get those into the ground. So, yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. Tomorrow's Friday, if that means anything to you. And just checking in, saying hello, kind of giving my 2 cents and a little vision of what I got going on here. But that's it. Got to get going. Talk to you sooner or later.